Hello, everyone, and welcome to Blow the Whistle Sports. I'm your host, Wayne Holloway, and the 22-23 divisional round is over with and it's in the books. And we are to, as they say, the nitty gritty. It's time to get the best of the best, the mano a mano, the the, the leaders of all divisions is going down. It's going down. Now we're to that conference round. Woo! It's going to be explosive because last week those games I loved them. They were excellent, excellent. But without further ado, let me introduce my co-host, Mr. Steven Rubain. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing amazing. Thank you. Thank you for having me on here for I survived Super Divisional Weekend.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
We always got to do Super because that's what the NFL said.
They changed it to
Super Divisional Weekend.
Okay, Super Divisional Weekend.
Yes, sir. So it was a very strong weekend for football. I will say this much. Oh, I'm so excited. I got so much to get off my chest this week.
You know what? I didn't do much gambling this week.
Oh, you shouldn't have, because after what happened at doing Super Wildcard Weekend, stay away from the books, man. Those gambling odds, you just don't know what's going to happen.
Hey, you know what? Let me be the first to say here, star status, I have to apologize to you guys. Hey, I know my co-host is gonna get on you guys, but star status, I will apologize to you guys. You guys did your thing. You look good. You look, man. You look better than good. I've been disrespecting this whole division, this whole season.
Oh, you mean the NFC least? Is
that what you're talking about? Yes. But hey, you know what? It wasn't them. It was the whole NFC. The whole NFC has been garbage, except for the 49ers, which is over there standing on Mount Rushmore tall, and them Eagles and them boys. Like my boys. Hey, my hat goes off to them because they made it. They made it to the playoffs. See, I'm a different type of person. And we'll talk about that during the fallout week when we're waiting for the Super Bowl. But I have rules to the game. There's rules to the game. You can't, if your team did not make the playoffs, you don't have the privilege to talk stuff to people who did.
I totally disagree with that.
Hey, well, see, after that, it's just talk. It's just talk. It's nothing. I would dust it off.
So we're getting appreciation points. This is kind of like that.
Well,
you showed up for the playoffs, so that you get credit for that.
Hey, that defense. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, defense.
That defense. Or maybe they played their best game this week.
Well, we always said traditionally running game and defense wins championships. And when we go over and show you about the games last week, you're going to see a pattern. The teams that ran the ball well and the teams that had strong defense all won the games. And so that's what the NFL has always been about. If you look through the history, very rarely does a team that passes the ball for huge amounts of yards win championships. It's a few exceptions to the rule, but for the most part, if you dominate the line of scrimmage and you have strong defense, you're going to win. So,
hey, you know what? I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's get into this news so we can get into the nitty gritty. What's going on in the world of basketball, Steve?
The world of basketball, the NBA is right now it's a crapshoot for what I see. I mean, if you look at the standings in the Western Conference, there's like a 2-game difference between like the 5th seed and the 13th seed. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, they're all just bunched up. In the old days, you used to have like 1 or 2 like super teams like the Bulls or the Lakers, and then you had about 3 or 4 really horrible teams, and then most everybody else was pretty strong. Right now, everybody's just kind of like in that middle. There's even the 2 best teams in the division already have like 12, 13, 14 losses. So it's going to be a complete dogfight to get whoever's going to make the playoffs. I think a lot of teams, there'll be a lot of surprise teams out of the playoffs this year in the NBA.
I have a big question for you.
Yeah.
So is King James going to get to play with his son at least 1 year?
Speaking of him, Bronny James did make the McDonald's All-American team. There was kind of congratulations to him. I mean, that's like a huge, huge honor. Of course, his father, of course, was the #1 player in the country back in 2002, 2003 when he came out. So I know he's very proud of his son making the game and being able to play the game in Houston, Texas this year. He's going to have to go to college for a year.
Mm.
Great question. I don't know if you heard, LeBron's kind of backtracked. He said, I don't want to be on the same team with him, but if we can just play a game together or play against each other for a game, that's good enough for him. So
have the little dog going against big dog.
Yeah, so that's kind of like where he is now. I think he's realizing that maybe the one and done might not be in the cards. He might have to wait 2 years. It might have to take a little time. But the way LeBron James is playing now, he might have another 5 years in him. Did you see the game the other night? I mean, he had 46 points and 11, 12 rebounds and 5 assists. I mean, he's putting up crazy numbers for somebody 37 years old in his 20th season to be scoring how he's scoring. I mean, as much as everybody loves Mike and everybody loves Kobe, they weren't pulling up 45 points a night when they were in their mid-late 30s. So you got to give LeBron credit. I mean, he's kept his body in amazing shape. He's definitely been, the one thing people don't give him respect for is his commitment to the game as far as keeping his body together, keeping healthy. And that's one thing, he's been the most healthiest superstar in NBA history.
Well, it's kind of easy to keep your body healthy, and I'm not going to take anything from what you just said. I'm just going to say don't disrespect MJ or Kobe.
I'm not disrespecting. I'm just saying you're looking at LeBron, 20 years in the league. He's been in the playoffs, 18 of them, like 17, 18 of them.
Right.
He's gone to the finals 10 times.
Right.
I mean, he's put in more mileage as far as games played, because let's be honest, unlike Kobe, who, for his first 3 or 4 years was more of a role player, and unlike Michael, even Michael had a couple of years off of baseball, came back. This man's been doing it year after year after year for 20 years.
I will take nothing from him, but what I will say is, let's not compare eras anymore.
Oh no, not compare era. I'm just comparing.
They were all the great of their time.
Oh, absolutely. I'm not saying this for any reason to criticize Kobe or Michael at all. I'm just saying we got to give LeBron his due for being in the league 20 years, playing in the finals or in championship games for almost all of those years, and to still be putting up the numbers he's putting up. No one's ever seen it before. There's been no other player in NBA history who's ever put up those. I mean, you can say maybe Brady for football, but even Brady is not doing what LeBron's doing now.
Hey, well, I give him our first blow the whistle award. And we're going to call it half man, half amazing.
Well, in a few weeks, you're going to have to give him the all-time leading scorer award, because he's about ready to pass Kareem Abdul-Jabbar for the record that pretty much everybody thought would never be broken, which was the all-time scoring record. And he's, I think, like 170 points away from it now. So it's going to be interesting.
Especially if he's playing 2 more years, he's going to way past it.
Oh, he's going to get well over 40,000 by the time he's done. And so, yeah, he's going to put it to a point where maybe Durant, if Durant really is committed to playing that long, maybe Giannis, if Giannis really, but to play 20 years in the NBA, the way these guys are making money,
it's amazing.
I can't see anybody else playing that long for what the NBA is paying now.
I can with the way the conditioning of the bodies are now, and we don't have any more teams that beat up on you. Back in MJ and Kobe days, teams really was able to put a little more body on you than they do now.
That is true. That is no question about the physicality of the game has gone away. It's more of a finesse game now.
You used to get mugged back in the day.
Absolutely. I mean, and that definitely has a toll on you, which is another reason. But I still don't see somebody playing 20 more years like that at that level, because you got to put up 30, 35 points over the course of 20 years to get close to where LeBron is now. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing him break the record and just see where he goes from here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so the NBA, it's going to be interesting. Like I said, this might be one of the most interesting seasons coming up, because so many teams are still in it. There's some new teams now, like Sacramento, that, for years and years have not been involved and now are like a 3 seed. And so I'm excited to see the second half of the season. And, that's the only thing, of course, we're going to miss football. Now, I am going to get into, we're going to have 2 leagues this summer.
And I'm getting into both of them this time.
Yeah, we got the XFL starting February 18th.
XFL.
And then we're going to have the USFL starting in April. So that's going to give us a good 5 months of football.
USFL?
Yeah, the USFL.
Hey.
Coming back.
All of them. And I'm going to pick me a team this season.
So since we're talking about these leagues, the USFL this week, last year, and I talked about this earlier in the season, they made this huge mistake. They decided to have all the games in one location. And they chose Birmingham, thinking, Birmingham's not an NFL city. People are going to come out and support it. Anyone who watched those USFL games last year,
they picked the wrong spot.
They picked the wrong spot. I mean, some of them games, high school teams had better records, with as far as attendance goes. I mean, they're playing in this huge college level stadium, and you're having less than 5,000 people in the game. I mean, that's embarrassing.
I want to give a shout out to Seven Canvases, and give a shout out to Ronald Tyson. What's up, sir? How you doing? And thank you for tuning in. He said Cowboy up.
Oh, we're going Cowboy up. Oh, we're going Cowboy up. We
saving
that we got so much to say. We saving that for the end because we got so much to say on that.
We getting there. We're
gonna get there. We gotta get the little things out first.
So we gonna open the phone lines up in about 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes, somewhere around in there.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna hear all what you got to say. But as far as for the USFL, they came out this week and announced the cities, and now this year are going to go to have 2 teams have home games in a hub city. So far, they've already chosen Memphis. They chose Birmingham. Again, I don't know why. I mean, Birmingham was horrible last year, but hopefully maybe people will wake up this
sometimes it has to do with getting the facilities, Steve.
Yeah.
Birmingham might be giving a nice deal on the facilities because, these leagues don't have NFL money, right?
Look, they were charging $10 a ticket, $20 a ticket.
Exactly.
You can go to a movie theater and watch, pay more money than that for a ticket. There's no excuse for having 5,000 people in a professional sports league.
Well, we got to get down there and go see some of these games.
Yeah, I might have to be committed to it and go out and catch a game because I don't know, Memphis, Birmingham, they're going to go with Canton, Ohio. They're going to go with the Hall of Fame Stadium. That's going to be interesting. And then tomorrow, they're supposed to make the announcement that the 4th city is going to be Detroit, Michigan. Playing at Ford Field. Yeah, so I'm excited. I want to see how that's going to look. That's going to be an interesting look having the 4 stadiums. And so I enjoyed the game. I thought it was a good quality of play. And
I said I was going to check it out. I lied. I checked out highlights. That's about it.
Yeah. Well,
but this year,
I'm going to make sure you're getting some games this year.
Oh, this year, we're going to try to make it to some games.
Let's be honest. The guy, Devontae Turpin for the Cowboys, who almost had a big return for a touchdown. He was like one kicker away from kicking him off for that. He was USFL MVP last year, so
he was beasting.
Yeah, he was beasting. He had a strong. I mean, this week he went from that. Didn't he make the All-Star game this year? I think he made the Pro Bowl. So I mean, that's
what I like. I like when they're playing and a player is so turned up. Did you see? Even when he didn't make runs out, he was just so charged up.
Oh yeah, I mean that had to be. That's a dream. You go from the USFL championship to playing in the NFL playoffs in one season. He should be turned up, and you like those stories. You like those stories of somebody who paid their dues and went through and really committed to it. And
what's his position? Is he a wide receiver?
He's a wide receiver, but I think in the NFL, they kind of more just kick returner. And
well, that's where you have to start there. Remember Hester? He had to start there. He didn't. His hands was questionable at the beginning. You remember?
Oh yeah,
very questionable. But his speed was not questionable. It was like no other. And this guy kind of reminds me of him.
Yeah. I mean, he has truly breakaway speed. So, like I said, as you guys know, I'm not the huge Cowboy fans, but I love players. I love players who really play hard and do good for themselves. So, I'm going to wish them the best.
Hey, and like I said, star status, y'all did y'all thing. But hey, next year.
Next year, I'm
just saying next year. I just gave him.
I'm gonna bite my tongue. I'll just wait to the end.
No. We gonna get into it. Is any other news or other sports?
I think we just need to get into playoffs because I mean we can talk about all that.
This is what everybody want to hear.
Everybody wants to hear the NFL playoffs because should I hold off on the? Let's hold off on the steam, but let's do the let's do the easy games first.
Let's go in order, Steve. You always want to go in order because
we want to go towards the most exciting games last, and then the games that we kind of predicted. Let's get them out of the way first.
Okay, well then you pick it. We'll go where you at.
Well, the first game is of course the most obvious game, which was Chiefs Jags.
Divisional.
Yeah, I mean
playoffs.
I mean that game went according to plan. The only hiccup in that game was Mahomes' injury.
Oh yeah, that's gonna weigh hard this week.
Yeah, that's gonna weigh hard this week. I mean. He came back in. I mean, when it happened, it was like, oh my God, I thought the whole season's over. There goes my pick.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, as the great players do, you can just tell looking in his eyes and said, this ain't gonna stop me. They're gonna have to do more than this to stop me.
Hey, he stood up.
He stood up. I mean, he didn't take the Lamar Jackson route. He said, I'm playing. This is the playoffs. They're gonna have me out there.
His completion record was pretty impressive too. 22 22 out of 30, 195 yards and 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. And guess what? His backup came in and was at 5 out of 7 and still got him a touchdown.
It's good to have a good backup, a veteran who understands, his role, and didn't come in and try to do too much. He just came in and did what was necessary and drove it downfield and got a touchdown. So
I have to tell you, Steve is the biggest. He just. You don't want to have a bet and talk to Steve and something go wrong in the first 2 minutes. He'd be like, "Oh, we about to lose this bet." You like, Steve, calm down, Steve.
Because you got to be. I mean, I take it serious. You got to be on point.
You already be calling for somebody's head.
Well, we're gonna talk about calling for people's heads in a few minutes. Let's hold on
when
that.
Chad got put in the game, you was like, "This game is over with."
Well, yeah.
Chad is not Patrick Mahomes. Oh my goodness.
Well, because at the time it looked like they were in trouble. It looked like Mahomes was going to be out for the game. And, I mean, the Jags are no slouch. I'm going to give Trevor Lawrence a shout-out. Let me talk to Charlie Bear. I'm going to give Charlie Bear a shot. I saw something he posted on Facebook this week.
About Trevor Lawrence?
About Trevor Lawrence, yeah. He posted after the game, and I don't know who was involved in this. Maybe Trevor Lawrence did it himself. Maybe somebody in the organization told him he should do it. But he was one of the first ones to go into the tunnel after the game. And he was there, and every single player of his who came in, he either gave him dap or gave him a hug and just kind of like acknowledged him. That's leadership. I mean, whether or not you think of Trevor Lawrence as being the man, as far as the organization goes, when you see that, you got to feel the organization is heading in the right direction.
I love to see it.
Yeah, they got somebody who gets it. It's not just about hold my head down, feel sorry for myself. It's about teamwork, camaraderie. We're all in this together.
Exactly.
And, that organization, given their division, given the money they got with their owner Khan, and given the nice young talent they have, they could be in there for quite a few years now.
This feels like that turning point when Patrick Mahomes, that first year, the Chiefs looked damn good, but where they were dusting people off and they just missed it by that much. But you saw the connection from him to Kelsey. It was just strong.
Yeah.
This Trevor Lawrence. Trevor
Lawrence. Yeah.
He's there.
He's there. I mean, he's definitely somebody to put on your radar for the future. That he got championship in his college. He has that championship caliber in him. I mean, he was a champion in college, and he has that. It looks like in the pro level, he's going to also be someone fighting for championship. So
they're going to be jockeying for it this year coming.
Yeah, I give him props, and so let's keep Jacksonville on your radar. That's one of those teams to check off for next year. Etienne, he looks like he might be a strong running back for the future. Yeah. Future fantasy picks.
Yeah, he had that 10 carries for 62 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah,
it felt like they should have gave him the ball a little more.
And that's my theme. I don't understand why coaches don't commit to the run game in the playoffs. I mean, you got a great running back in Etienne. 10 rushes, really? Yeah. That's all you can do?
Yeah.
I mean, Andy Reid, who we know hates running. I mean, he treats running like it's a plague, like it's a disease. He had Pacheco and McKinnon have 22 rushes between the two of them.
Right.
I mean, that's a commitment to the run game. You understand my guy Mahomes.
Well, 23.
Well, 23 total.
Okay.
But and given the fact that Mahomes did have about 4 or 5 rushes himself before he got hurt, I mean, that's a commitment to the run game. That's championship football. You play to the game. You don't just sit there and just, we're a passing team, so just pass. No, you play to the situation.
Well-rounded, so they both complement each other.
Absolutely. So the Chiefs still on my team. I'm still riding.
Still riding them.
We're gonna get to the Bengals in a second, but the Chiefs right now, I still have them going all the way to the Super Bowl. So let's
Okay. Now where are we going now, Steve?
Eagles, Giants.
Woo! And this, my goodness, Giants. If I had never seen somebody lay down like they were scared and tuck their tail, they tucked their tail something tight. I don't get it. And now, true indeed, the Eagles look like monsters.
That defense was fierce.
Oh my goodness, they look like monsters, sir, monsters. But I can't stand when I see a team look good and then the next week they don't do any keys to the win like they did from the week prior.
Well, since you got the stats right there, tell them how many rushes and how many yards did Saquon Barkley have?
Saquon?
Yeah, how much did Saquon have in the game? And this is
Saquon had 9 carries for 61 yards. He averaged 6.8 carries.
Enough said.
For a carry.
How can you have a Saquon Barkley and only get him 9 rushes? Explain that to me.
Sounds like the offensive coordinator, coach need to have a talking to.
He should have had 9 carries in the first quarter. I mean, at that point,
6.8?
6.8 yards a carry, and he only gets 9 rushes. Enough said. I mean, that's the game, right? I mean, I don't even have to go into detail about everything else. I mean, that's the game right there.
Daniel Jones had 6 carries for 24 yards.
Okay. Well, I mean, last game he had what, 15 carries, 16 carries?
That's what I'm talking about. They did nothing like they did the week before, and when it comes to winning, and it was open for him to do it.
Oh, it's open for him. Big time is open for him. I mean, you got to stick to your game. I mean, the playoffs are about running the ball control, and defense. And
they walked in there with like a deer
exactly
like a deer in the headlights. They didn't know what they were just scared. If this game didn't look competitive at all. This game looked like they came in there to bow down, to let them just run over them.
I got to admit, I think when we talked last week, we thought it was going to be a real close game, real competitive.
I thought the Giants could pull it out.
Yeah, well, you picked the Giants. I didn't. I mean, I knew the Eagles were going to win, but I said, okay, Giants will at least give them a game. They'll give them a showcase. But let's give credit to Jalen Hurts. Let's just, we could bash on the Giants all day, but let's give Jalen Hurts some love.
Very efficient. 16 of 24, 154 yards and 2 touchdowns. Very efficient.
Yeah.
And like I said, I apologize to Star Status for disrespecting the whole conference. That I didn't believe how they looked. It looked unreal. And the Eagles, my goodness.
Yeah. But show the running stats. We're gonna stick to this theme of running the ball.
Who want to know?
Tell me both guys, Gainwell and Miles Sanders.
Well, Gainwell had 12 carries, 112 yards, and 1 touchdown. He averaged 9.3.
Yeah,
a carry.
9.3 a carry. And how did Sanders do?
Sanders had 17 carries, 90 yards, and no touchdowns. But hey,
now if I do my math, that's 215 yards total between those two alone. Not even including Jalen Hurts is running 202. I mean, that is.
And Hurts he rushed for 9 times and got him a touchdown also.
Exactly. So I mean, that is dominant running the ball football, defense strong. That's winning football.
They did whatever they wanted to do. They manhandled the Giants.
And so
they even brought the backup to the backup, Scott, in, and he got 6 carries for 32 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, the Eagles, like you said, I was going with the Niners. We're going to have to wait to the end of the show because what I saw from the Eagles, I might have to change my pick.
I
might have to change my pick.
Oh my! Hey, calm down, Steve. We're not going there. We talking about these games right now.
I'm just saying. I'm getting excited.
Hey,
listen to me. When I hear them numbers, when I hear 200 plus yards running, that makes me kind of think
old style
football playing at home. That's going to be a tough pick, Eagles for Niners. But
we gonna get into that.
Let's get into that game of the week.
Eagles Nest.
Yes.
Shout out,
fly Eagles fly.
Hey, I apologize to Star Status, so I got to apologize to the Eagles.
Yes, you should. What's that? You called them? What's the term you called them?
I called them Fool's
Gold.
Gold.
Let's talk about Fool's Gold.
Oh my
Fool's Gold.
Oh my goodness.
Do you want to start?
You are too excited.
Do you want to start it first?
You are too excited. No. I have to protect myself. I'm gonna let you go first into the Cincinnati Buffalo game. Let's get into it.
The steamboat capsized off the shores of Lake Erie.
Oh,
that's my status. The steamboat capsized off the coast of Lake Erie. Buffalo Bills.
You
know who I feel sorry for? The Buffalo Bills fans, Bills Mafia. These people have given all the love to this organization. I mean, they've gone through every ounce of pain that an organization can go through.
Hey,
This was the year. I mean, this was the year. Everybody had picked them as the favorite to go to the Super Bowl. Everybody picked them to be the team.
I picked them from last year.
What did I tell you last week? Our
Kick me when I'm down, Steve. Go ahead and kick me.
How about you remind them what I told you last week about the Bills, even though they won last week in Miami?
I don't remember, Steve.
No, you don't remember.
I don't remember.
Let me rehash your memory.
My mind draws a blank, Steve.
Let me rehash your memory. I told you I didn't like what I saw from the Buffalo Bills, even though they won the game. They looked too disorganized. It was just way too much throwing the ball down the field with no organization. It's just throwing up for grabs. I said, why are they not running the ball? Why are they not depending on their defense? They're making it again too hard. You got, first of all, you got probably one of the strongest running quarterbacks in the league just because of his combination of size and speed. Josh Allen, this is the playoffs. He needs to run the ball 15, 20 times because he's just bigger, stronger than everybody. And then you got a nice little 1-2 in Singletary and Moss. I mean, Singletary and Cook. What's going on? Give them the stats. We're going to keep this theme with the running stats. Tell them the stats for Singletary and Cook.
Singletary, 6 carries, 24 yards. He averaged 4 yards a carry.
Yes.
Wow.
6 carries. That's your number one running back.
And Cook,
6 carries.
5 carries, 13 yards, averaging 2.6 yards a carry.
That's your number 2 running back. 5 carries. 6 plus 5. How many rushes is that total?
Oh my goodness. It's crazy.
Okay.
Crazy.
Gainwell, the number 2 guy for the Eagles, had 12 rushes in the game. Cook and Singletary total had 11 rushes. I mean, keep in mind, they're playing in conditions. It wasn't a great
conditions.
It wasn't a great. It was in snow. What are they doing?
Hey,
I mean, I was dumbfounded. I was just blown away. I thought the coach had together. I thought, okay, he's gonna understand the conditions. You got to change the game plan. I don't know, whatever you were coming in doing. You can't do that when you have a messy field.
Mm-hmm.
He said, nope, I'm going to do what I do. Like I said, I hate to kick a man when he's down.
You don't. You enjoyed it a lot. In fact, you were grinning from ear to ear before you started your little saying.
I actually wanted the Bills to win the game. I wanted to be a Bills Chiefs. I mean, that was the game America was looking forward to. I mean, I think the NFL, of course, was not looking forward to playing in Atlanta. I think that was going to be a huge issue.
Did you want to say anything about the Bengals before I go with mine?
The Bengals, okay, I give the Bengals. Let's see. Joe Burrow is Joe Cool. I mean, we got it. I kind of beginning of the season was kind of like, I don't know if he's looking that good.
Hey.
Things are question marks.
Hey.
He is big time. The bigger the game, the bigger he plays. I mean, he steps up. You want to throw his stats out?
Hey, Cincinnati is wow.
I mean, he was
Joe
dominant.
Burrow's 23 of 36, 242 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Joe Cool.
That's big time.
Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Mr. Stylish. Oh my goodness. What else can we
that's a big time. And then they also had the running game going, mixing with
20 carries, 105 yards, 1 touchdown, averaging 5.3 yards a carry.
So you had, like I said, you had both the passing and the running going continuous. I mean, that's a machine.
You called them a machine?
It's a machine. I'm giving a machine. You say the Bills are a steamboat.
You giving them the
machine? They're the machine.
Okay, not
a fancy machine, but they're a machine. They just every week come in and get the job done. I mean, that's getting the job done, right?
Let me give it to you. I hear what you said. Let me give it to you from my perspective.
Please do.
Now, my perspective, yes. The Bills, I don't know if you watch the Bills from the first half of the season when I gave them the nickname the Steamboats, they did everything right from running to passing, and I don't know what happened as we got to the final 4 games of the season. It looked like the offensive coordinator turned the play calling off to his younger son and let him call plays. Now, I'm gonna go off what Steve said. Bills lost. Hats off to Cincinnati. Joe Cool, Mr. Burrow, you did your thing. Cincinnati, stand up. You guys, look like you're going to go far. This team looks like a team that's going to be jockeying. That's going to be right in here every year, giving people problems. But Bills, what happened to the play calling? This team looked like somebody picked up the controller of Madden, and all they did was drop back and throw meaningless passes to the wide receivers. And they had their number one wide receiver, which I hope he returns to the Bills next season. He was up in Mr. Allen's face going off. Because what's going on in your head? What Josh Allen should have took over this game with his legs, because his arm in the snow was not cutting it. It was not cutting it. He would get those big gap plays, and then it would just fall apart, and they had to punt the ball. I picked them. I don't know what happened to the play calling. It is what it is. Cincinnati won. Where we going next?
Well, I'm gonna say no. Before you cut that off, I'm gonna say what Joe Burrow said to all them Buffalo fans who bought tickets to go down to Atlanta for the championship game. Got to send in refunds. That was Joe Burrow's statement when they said about how do you feel about all them fans who bought them tickets to go to Atlanta to go watch that championship game. Send them refunds. Yeah. So that pretty much says it all. The Bengals had a chip on their shoulder. They obviously made it clear that they weren't happy about how things went down.
That's what happens when you disrespect the team publicly.
Who were the defending AFC champions.
And you hear these type of things. It makes teams play better than they normally play.
Yeah, I agree. But I'm about ready to do something we haven't done in a long time. It's time to blow the whistle.
Uh-oh.
Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, we there.
Dallas Cowboys.
Game of the week.
America's team. The greatest fraud in professional sports, as I call them.
Oh.
The Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, man.
Did I call it or did I call it?
Oh, man.
Did I call it or did I call it?
You called it.
I called it. When a couple weeks ago, when I told you guys I didn't like how they looked against the Commanders last game of the year, and I got grief. Cowboy fans calling in saying, oh, well, we didn't, we knew we were going to win anyway, and blah, blah, blah. I said, guys, that's no way to go into the playoffs. If you, last week of the season, you got a chance for the number one seed. I don't care if you think the Eagles will win or not. You need to go out there and handle your business against the Commanders and their rookie quarterback.
Yes, sir.
I did say that. And the Cowboys came up and stunk it up.
Woo!
I mean, they're now fool's gold. They got a good old word again. The Buccaneers game, I'll say, oh, okay, we ran over the Buccaneers. And now let's be clear. It looked like Tom Brady was already making his move to Las Vegas. So I think he was just going through the motions. I mean, that Buccaneers game, you got to put a big old asterisk next to it.
Let's give a shout out to Darnell Manuel, Bang Bang Niner Gang in the building. James Johnson.
Hey.
They coming thick. They coming thick.
You better open them in phone lines and let's get some people to call. I want to hear from these Cowboy fans. I'm about ready to get into it.
Oh, you want to open the phone lines?
Before you do that, let me go into. Here's the biggest problem I got with the. I got a lot of issues with the Cowboys.
Here you go, Steve. Bam, your camera. So.
All right, I'm going to read this to you. This is from the Dallas Cowboys official Twitter after the game. Dak Prescott gave away the ball twice in a narrow loss to the 49ers in a matchup the Cowboys had a chance to win if they didn't again generate self-inflicted wounds. Ouch. Now, in the history of all the years you watched football,
yes, sir.
Can you ever remember an organization throwing one player under the bus for a game? Can you ever recall a time when the organization itself?
Nah, it's a team game. It's a team game, they always say.
I've seen players throwing the players on the bus. And we skipped over the fact that Stephon Diggs totally threw
No, I didn't skip over it. I said he was in his face. We'll get more into that.
Yeah, we'll get into that later. But I mean, players do that. You might get an occasional coach who might point out a player or two.
Right.
But I've never heard an official organization statement that comes out and officially states that the quarterback created self-inflicted wounds to cost them a narrow game.
Did they say it was Dak's fault?
Yeah.
Did they say that?
I mean, that clearly, I mean, they didn't say the team. They said Dak Prescott had 2 turnovers that caused self-inflicted wounds.
Oh, my goodness. Let me open these phone lines.
I mean, that's now, of course, the owner now, Jerry Jones, has backtracked and kind of like given this kind of, well, we're paying him $40 million a year, so we totally believe in him. If there's anybody I want to stand behind, I stand behind Dak. Blah 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 blah.
Hey, did you see his face in that?
Oh
booth?
My goodness, he looked like he wanted to kill.
If a face can say 1,000 words, that one said it.
If he could have spanked Dak after the game, he would have gone put him on his knee and spanked the hell. He looked like he wanted to kill, but he knew there was a lot of money lost that day. But, yeah, we'll get to the Niners in a second. But
speaking of money, Mattress Mac, somebody better put a handcuff on that man.
Yeah, what's going on with him? $2 million on the Cowboys to win on the road
after they stunk it up the week before. Even though come on now.
That's just, I mean, if you just want to give money away, look, give me the money. I'll do good at. If you just want to give $2 million to the casinos, give it to me. I'll put good use to it.
Did you see the video with him with his Cowboy jersey on saying, I lost $2 million?
Yeah. Just to him, just a drop in the bucket. No, it's just another bet.
Hey, please, people, Blow the Whistle Sports, please like, subscribe, and share. Tell a friend. Hey, we're here every Wednesday at 7 p.m. We're here for y'all. All your latest sports news. You can call in, tell us about it, tell us what you want, what's on your mind. Holler at us, we holler back.
Yeah, we got a lot to say. Like I said, we love to hear from you. We love to get that feedback. I mean, I want to hear from these Cowboy fans. But let's talk about the Niners for a second.
Hey, the phone lines is open. 818-396-5080. And you know, we have one special Cowboy fan supposed to call in.
I'm looking forward to hearing from him.
Win, lose, or draw, he was supposed to call in.
Call in, because I told you. When you called in a couple weeks ago, you were just telling me, oh, don't worry about us. We're going all the way. I said,
he had a pretty deep voice then, too. I wonder if his voice still sounds the same.
I hope so. And Cowboy fans, why y'all gotta be fighting out there after the game? Did you see those fights after the game?
Hey, it was no way around, but they was fighting each other.
They were fighting each other.
They wasn't even fighting 49er fans.
They were fighting each other, and it looked like a whole full on like back in the day with the security working, like a full on all hell, everybody in, just everybody jump in,
and they was fighting each other like they hated each other too.
I mean, people like
same jerseys,
right? People on the sidelines just get a cheap shot in and then run away. I mean, it was a full on.
They went to somebody else's house, got into a fight with themselves, and the 49er fans. And I'm telling you, 49er fans, they ready to fight. They were walking past them like, "How dare you come to our house and disrespect it?"
Yeah, they were laughing. They're just like, "We're done with these guys."
Oh my goodness!
They didn't even waste the time to even get involved. They're just like, forget these guys. But
while we waiting for
there we go. We got that call.
Blow some sports. Who's calling?
Y'all trying to be funny, man. It's the Cowboys fan.
The Cowboys fan. America's team fan. America's team.
Let me tell you. Let me tell you something very pivotal. 23 completions on 37 attempts, 206 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions.
Yes.
Ezekiel Elliott, 10 carries, 26 yards.
Woo! Big Zeke. What's that? Watch this.
He
was hungry.
Oh, he's doing it.
He was starving. Big Zeke was starving.
He don't even do that no more.
Yeah, well, he shouldn't be doing that. What's that? He shouldn't be doing that more. I ain't right, but what's that? Time out. 10 carries for 26 yards. Come on now.
Was he even trying?
Was he trying? I mean, Zeke, you gotta do better than that in the playoffs. I mean, Dak took all the heat. I mean, it went so bad this week. This man broke up with his girlfriend. Did you hear about this with Dak? He broke up with his girlfriend a year ago. They just came out and announced it this week, just to rub salt on the man's wounds. This man
Dallas ain't nothing nice.
He left the woman back in March, and they decided to make it a public announcement. Not only did Dak lose the game, but his girlfriend left him.
But
and
Steve,
then somebody did the homework and said, "Wait a second, the girlfriend left him back in March."
But Steve, this man called in. Let him say what he has to say.
Oh, we're gonna get to him. We're gonna give him a chance. I just got to.
Okay, get him, Steve. Get him.
I want you to say right now, is Dallas still America's team?
They always will.
Come on now. See, this is what I'm talking. This is the brainwashing I'm talking about. They have brainwashed Cowboy fans so bad that they truly believe they're still America's team. This team is 5-12 in the last 26 years of playoff games. Now, I don't know about your math. I don't know about my math, but no team in the history of the NFL has made the playoffs at a record of 5-12. That is the playoffs. That's the Cowboys' record over 20-some years.
Oh, okay. So you gonna keep rubbing that on my
I sure am. 5-12 speaks volumes. Now, 5-12. I mean, come on. That's over 26 years. We're talking about, what's that? 5 of the quarterbacks playing in this game weren't even alive the last time the Cowboys went to the Super Bowl. What's that? Last time they went to the NFC Championship game, 4 of the 5 quarterbacks weren't even alive. Think about that.
That's a fact.
Hey,
I mean, that.
I bet you them quarterbacks will still love to play for America.
Well, they can love to play for them all they want to, but they're not America's team anymore. Listen to me. Lakers are still beloved throughout the NBA. The Clippers beat them now. The Clippers, in the last 39 times they played the Lakers, the Clippers are 34-5 against them. But yet you talk to a Laker fan, and the Lakers act like they're still the elite team in the NBA.
Wait a minute. Let's stay on football now.
I'm talking about the Cowboys. I'm just pointing out.
You're trying to start arguments.
Yes, I am. Let's get this going. Let's talk about it.
Shout out to Madden Mixtapes TV. 49ers are studs, he said. We got some more.
Oh, we're
more Niners. Hey,
this week I can get to the Niners, but I'm just loving tearing the Cowboys down because I need Cowboy fans to officially say we are just another organization. We are not America's team. We don't earn the right to be America's team
until you get
some
playoff wins,
some championships.
Darnell said they so bad they be throwing their TVs off the wall after the loss.
Yeah, they should.
Hey, man, that's social media.
Come on now.
Hey man, I saw a Cowboy fan shoot the TV. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that too. Yeah, I saw that. I mean, it's the greatest brainwashing. But they'll be back next year. They're going to still sell out Texas Stadium, 100,000 people in there, and they'll still believe next year is their year.
Hey, you know what?
I mean, it's a great
reason I'm going so hard is your fans are so hard on everybody.
Everybody.
Sir.
Oh, they talk about the Redskin fans like the Redskin fans are the worst thing. Listen to me. As far as I'm concerned, we were great at the same time the Cowboys were great. We go back to the 80s and 90s. We were great then too. The only difference is that we acknowledge. Yeah, we acknowledge our organizations in the gutter. Yes, we can. We got 3 Super Bowls, 5. We do 3 rings, 5 championships.
See, look. Coming from a team that don't have any rings, I don't want to hear about y'all rings that y'all got back in the day.
And that's what I'm saying. I don't sit there though and talk about it like the Redskins are still relevant because they're not. Cowboy fans still do. That's the difference. Well, there's a lot of them. But where's it? The Patriots have 7 rings. So what's that? The Patriots have 7 rings, and those 7 rings have happened within the last 20-some years.
I would say like this: if we started from the time last time y'all got a ring, y'all would have 1 Super Bowl and we would have 0.
Yeah, that's it.
They wouldn't have none more.
Well,
and that's how long we've been in the league.
But you guys came in what, 95, 96?
94.
Yes, 94. So I think the 1 year they beat the Steelers. That's the only Super Bowl.
That's what I'm saying. They would have 1 ring from then to now.
Right. But the Panthers actually have been more successful by far.
And that's what I wanted to point out.
Yeah. I mean, I'm totally agree with you on that.
But I have to hear about stuff that I was in diapers. Not even. I have to hear about those rings.
I know. But let me ask you this question, because I'm actually a Dak Prescott supporter on this one.
I'm not.
I am. Tony Romo went 2-4 during his illustrious career with the Cowboys. Let's call it illustrious because to Cowboy fans, he's still some kind of demigod. But I don't know why.
Hey, I got to give Tony Romo. He is in the league with Madden when it comes to commentating.
I don't know.
I love his commentation.
He had a tough week last week. I don't know if you watched some of the Bills game.
I'm not going to judge a man off of 1 week.
He got kind of lit up as far as some of the comments he made in the Bills game. They said the luster's coming off of him. They say that his career in broadcasting kind of following the same route as his career in the NFL. He started off like gangbusters, but he kind of lost it towards the end. But let me go back to my first comment. Tony Romo was 2-4 in his 6 playoff games. Dak Prescott's 2-4 in his 6 playoff games.
Uh-oh.
Why did Tony Romo still get the benefit of the doubt, whereas Dak Prescott, everybody wants to throw him out of town?
You can't say this man that. This man gives Dak Prescott the benefit of the doubt. He still thinks that's his guy.
So I'm asking, can you really bring Dak Prescott back to play for that organization, given what the organization just did to him? Can you really sit there and have him start out game 1, whereas everybody's going to be on his back for anything he does wrong?
Ooh.
The first interception he throws, you're going to be hearing the boo birds. You're going to be hearing all the doubters. Can he really go back there and play? What do you think?
Here's my theory on that question. First, I believe that Dak is capable of getting the job done. But here's the residue of what happened with Dak Prescott and even before with Tony Romo and Kellen Moore and then Scott Linehan. A lot of residue from Scott Linehan back when he was the offensive coordinator when Tony Romo was the quarterback. We ran predictable-ass plays, but it was Tony Romo being the spectacular quarterback and gunslinger that he was kind of overshadowed. And then, what Scott Linehan was calling. That's why, Scott Linehan had to go, and then we hired Kellen Moore to be the offensive coordinator because how his brain was when he was at Boise State.
Right. Well, yeah, I had a question about coaching too.
Being said, now we have Dak as the quarterback and Kellen Moore as the offensive coordinator, but he still has a lot of Scott Linehan's residue, and that stuff resonated a couple of days ago with the 49ers, but with Dak physically can get it done. Tony Romo always was injured. Right. Everybody always say that Dak is injured, but Dak ain't been injured besides that leg. He don't have that history like that.
Yeah, Tony Romo's back was put together with popsicle stick, so we know.
But that's still being said though. Can he go back there and play for that organization? Look, because remember, football is about confidence. I mean, everybody has talent.
Exactly.
Football is about confidence. You got to be able to look in that huddle and look those 10 of them in the eye and tell them, I can lead you to the promised land. I can guide you. Can them guys actually look him in the eye, given what he's been through, how he was treated, how the season's gone, all the people calling for his head? Can he honestly seriously go in there and lead into the promised land? Can you really truly believe that?
Dak is a strong individual, man.
I told you. I'm not questioning his talent. I'm not questioning his heart. I'm just sitting here telling you, can he lead that team given the circumstances?
This man got Dak back, as you can hear, Steve.
I mean, I know he has.
Why
his
you
back.
badgering the witness, Steve? This man has his back.
I agree. I'm just me. I like Dak, but I'm sitting here saying in Dak's best interest.
Well, pick him up for fantasy football next year.
Oh, wait. But listen, I would say, time out. I would if he goes to another organization. If he goes somewhere else, I pick him up.
I think he'll be a good Raiders.
I think he'd be a great
Raiders quarterback.
I think he'd be a great Raiders quarterback.
I think he would fit in that system better.
I think if he's in the right system, I think he can do really big things. I just think
he'll have a real running back.
Yeah, I just think the Cowboys are fool's gold. They set the organization up to fail, and Dak Prescott. He got a $40 million contract. So
Jerry said Jones he's overpaid. Dallas, the Dallas said that he's overpaid.
Yeah, and then that's another thing. He got that huge contract. They've already thrown him under the bus for this. If I'm Dak Prescott, I'm going to them and saying, trade me.
See, my thing was, I didn't know what Dallas did. Their kicker, they totally didn't have faith in him So why would you bring him back? Why wouldn't you put somebody else up there and instead of being like, we're scared to kick the ball? Why would you sign another kicker? Let that man kick.
Well, I mean, that goes to my next thing, the coaching staff.
There you have it.
Why did McCarthy get a pass? He ran one of the worst 1 minute into the game series that I've ever seen in NFL playoff history. That last minute of the game was complete chaos.
Was it worse than the
no?
That last
it was
play?
Even worse than the Dolphins.
I'm talking about Kirk Cousins when he threw the 3-yard pass.
Oh my God!
When they needed.
What's they talking about? It was worse. Did you see that last play?
What was that? What was that lineup?
They had Ezekiel Elliott as the center.
He got ran over.
The whole offensive line to the right.
Oh my goodness!
I mean that. Who was the guy? Was that talking about? Who was the guy for the Niners? Who was the guy for the line? The guy for the Niners was like, "Are you serious? Wait a second. I just got a blast to Ezekiel Elliott to get to
Hey,
he was salivating.
Ezekiel Elliott rolled over it like a tumbleweed.
I was surprised he didn't jump off sides because he was so eager to get to. He said, "Wait a second. I only got to get to Ezekiel Elliott to get to."
All that goes back to Kellen Moore.
Yeah.
Even with Tony Pollard, when he broke his leg, why not put another running back in? Now they went totally away from the game.
Yeah.
I get that Mike McCarthy is the head coach, but let's just be realistic. It's Dak Prescott and Kellen Moore. He's out there doing what's being called. They ran away from the run game, and what's going to happen? Well, Dak is going to throw interceptions. So, totally, we need a new coaching staff. And I'm not saying fire Mike McCarthy.
I am. I am. I've seen enough. I've seen enough.
Hey, but
this is 2 years straight.
We put a lot of time into this. We got to get into these picks.
But let's get it. Well, let my man finish first.
He went to the playoffs, though. You can't discredit that.
Well, you can't discredit it, but you got to. Okay, but listen, but you guys are America's team, and making the playoffs is not enough. I mean, clearly by the way people are reacting to Dak Prescott, making the playoffs is not enough for the organization. So if you want to get to that next level,
hey, I'm not going to begin to say
get a coach.
The 49er gang is up in here.
Yeah, because
they saying, yep, trade them.
Yeah,
they weak. Oh man, they giving you the business right now.
But before we get to the picks, though,
I get it. And they were supposed to put up 30 points on us like they did everybody else. But at the end of the day, the offense did not get it done.
But let me have.
Did what they were supposed to do.
But let me have. Wait, real quick. Pull up the Niners stats as far as for the running game. I'm in on the same theme as far as the running game goes. How did both Mitchell and McCaffrey do running game? Against a great Dallas defense.
Oh my goodness. Mitchell ran 14 times for 51 yards. Christian McCaffrey ran 10 times for 35 yards. Mitchell 3.6 yards a carry. McCaffrey 3.5. Debo 4 carries, 11 yards, 2.8. I mean,
the defense. It's like 28 rushes, about what, less than 100 yards.
24 rushes between Christian and Mitchell.
And then we add in Debo's too. That's about 28 carries.
That's 28 total, exactly.
And little over 100 yards. Defense got the job done. But the Niners stuck to the running game. I mean, that is the key to winning in the NFL.
Because they kept the game low.
They kept the game low and let the defense win the game for them. That is the key to winning football in the NFL.
When they did all that passing, and I don't know if you watched on Facebook, I posted it. I was like, there was a lot of passing going on in the third quarter. That third quarter was the longest third quarter I've looked at this year.
Yeah,
it was a bunch of passing in that third quarter. It was hardly any running that third quarter.
None. And the Cowboys should be kicking themselves, but don't dump on Dak. Don't blame Dak and say Dak is the only reason we lost.
That's his fault, man.
Sit there and say his 2 turnovers of the game.
That's his fault.
The game was lost because in the second half, but the game's still winnable, they left the running game. You're paying Ezekiel Elliott a lot of money.
The running game wasn't doing nothing in the first place.
But look at the Niners. 14 for 51, 10 for 26. They weren't doing nothing.
They lost the game, Steve, because Dak Prescott threw an interception and gave the 49ers
those
3
interceptions
points.
Were in the first quarter.
Take away 3 points from the 19. What is that, Steve?
16.
Exactly, which makes it more in reach, right?
But the game was still winnable in the third and fourth quarter. They left, like you mentioned, they threw the ball way too many times.
True.
They left the running game.
True.
and they allowed the 49ers defense to win the game for them.
And
That's the game.
I was complaining that the 49ers didn't run Christian McCaffrey enough.
What's that? Look at talk about Brock Purdy stats. Pull up Brock Purdy stats as quarterback.
Brock Purdy was 19 to 29, 214 yards. He's still
No, I mean, it was a decent performance. It wasn't anything spectacular. Nothing.
The Cowboys did their thing. That's why
Cowboys did their thing.
That's why I gave them a shout out.
So right there, the difference in the game.
In a nutshell, fellas, the Dallas Cowboys offense lost that game.
I agree.
You can pull up all the stats that you want with the running game. All of that came in the second half from the 49ers. We left the run game by the end of the first half when Tony Pollard broke his damn leg.
Right.
We ain't ran nothing in the second half. But at the end of the day, the way the 49ers been bullying and beating up on teams, they played us and didn't do a damn thing. And look at everybody individual stats that you just did.
Mm-hmm.
Dak Prescott with Kellen Moore lost that game.
Yeah.
Not the 49ers just beating the hell out of it.
All right, I agree with you. That's why I'm sitting here criticizing the Cowboys. I agree with you 100%. That game was winnable for the Cowboys, and the coaching staff, by the way they called the plays, put Dak Prescott in a bad position to lose the game. A coaching staff is supposed to put a player in the best position to win. The Cowboys did not do that. You got Ezekiel Elliott, who last I checked is getting a paycheck and getting a big paycheck, and they're not giving him the ball. In the second half,
he'll waste of space.
He's a waste of space. I mean, why have him out there? I mean, yeah, Pollard got hurt. Okay, Zeke, it's time for you to start eating. He said, feed me the ball. Feeding the ball.
They should have did with the 49ers. They should have put Turpin in the backfield. You see how charged up he was?
Yeah.
A coach supposed to recognize that.
But
they should have put that man is fast. Put him in the backfield and like they do Debo's a wide receiver. Right. Put him in the backfield and see what happens.
Do. I mean, you got to do something. You just can't sit there and just keep doing the same thing over and over again and failing at it. That was a bad decision for Prescott, putting him in a position to fail.
Okay, Steve. Now you've kicked these people enough, man. It's time to get to the pick, Steve. We're a little bit running over time.
All right.
Time to get to the picks.
Oh man, I can talk about this all day. All right, so you just before I let you go, so you just stick with the Our America's team, and they should get those 10.
Give your name up and where you're calling from, sir. Because Steve was so eager to jump on you.
I could do it all day long. Go ahead. Go ahead. Tell us your name, please. I'd love to. Go ahead.
This is Ron Tyson calling from LA, man.
All right. Wait, listen.
LA's the place.
Listen, at the beginning of next year, I want you to call in just before the season starts again, so I can get your Cowboys prediction for next year. Because we want to mark it down because I haven't given Packett the credit before I leave. Packett picked the Cowboys to win the NFC East. You know, he wants to keep quiet on that. And I told you guys the Eagles would win the NFC East, and you had the Cowboys.
Hey, man.
Here's my prediction.
Mm-hmm.
So I know I got to get ready to go. If Kellen Moore is still on the roster as far as being offensive coordinator next year,
right,
the Cowboys is not winning the East. Ezekiel Elliott played his last game for the Dallas Cowboys, just like I told y'all a couple of weeks ago.
You just said that.
Based on his contract, based on only getting 2.6 or 8 yards.
Yeah, man.
Ezekiel Elliott is out of here.
He's out.
As long as Dak gets somebody and really a veteran, somebody who knows how to call plays and is going to hold Dak accountable, we'll be good. But if Kellen Moore is there, we're in trouble.
Well, Kellen Moore's up for a couple. Yeah, he's up for a couple of positions as far as head coaching jobs. I don't know why. For some reason.
Go Carolina.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
No.
I did hear he did interview with Carolina this week.
Hey.
I did hear he did interview with Carolina.
And I'm gonna get into that because Cali Cat Pack, Roaring Riot, Panther Nation. We want Steve Wilkes as our coach. Hey, you better not go to no place that just did that horrible stuff.
Steve Wilkes has a better chance. Ezekiel Elliott has a better chance of being the starting running back for the Cowboys next year than Steve Wilkes has of being the coach.
Steve Wilkes is going to be our coach, Steve.
You got a better chance of seeing Ezekiel Elliott starting running back for the Cowboys next year.
Just disrespectful.
Steve Wilkes.
Hey, thank you for calling in,
Yeah,
sir.
thank you. I'm here. Like I said, we want to hear from you again.
Hey, you a true a true man to your word.
Listen, man, I love that. Listen, man, I love it. I love Cowboy fans who are true because a lot of them jumping ship.
Man, I love the show, fellas.
All right.
Y'all have a good one.
You
Hey,
too.
make sure you let Star Status know we got him. We got him.
So can we get this Cali?
Y'all
Yeah.
have a good one.
Thank you. Can we get this Cali Cat Pack out of the way so we get to some picks?
No. I'm gonna go to there the week when we're waiting on the Super Bowl, when we're talking about everything.
All right. So
I'm gonna really go in there. I want to have time to prepare.
I don't think I've ever seen a team interview more people for a coaching position.
Hey, well,
they might break the record for the most coaching interviews.
You got to understand that our owner, Mr. Temper, he's getting his feet up under him. He made the worst coaching decision before. Now he wants everybody to see, look, I'm taking my time. I'm interviewing.
Yeah, he's interviewing, all right.
He's interviewing.
Man, I feel like I need to go out to Carolina, hang outside.
I'm gonna make a good sound bite, and I'm gonna put it all over Carolina so they hear our voice. They hear what we want. Steve Wilkes.
Well, we know what y'all want.
Carolina Panthers head coach.
Yeah, hey, listen, if he gets the coaching job, that would be the greatest upset in coaching hiring in the NFL history because they've gone out of their way to not hire this man. So if they hire him,
I don't know. He's had his second interview too, so they're not going out their way. Steve, watch yourself.
Oh my goodness,
watch yourself.
Okay, all right. Well,
he had a second interview, which means they are interested. Steve,
they're playing with him. Let that man get another job.
All right, Sunday.
I'm gonna hold a side next week. Free Steve Wilkes. Free Steve Wilkes. Let this man please get another job somewhere else. Why are you holding him up? He could be interviewing elsewhere. He's being held hostage.
Sunday, January 29th, we will see the best of the best. The 49ers go to Philly to play the Philadelphia Eagles at their best.
Did you say Super Championship Sunday?
Super Championship Sunday.
All right.
49ers, Eagles. Woo. Who you got, Steve?
This is a tough one. I'm not
very
gonna lie
tough.
to you.
Very tough.
I'm not gonna lie to you because after last week, I thought I had Niners Chiefs. That was my prediction.
Hey,
Brock Purdy he did enough to get by. I mean, he's
a rookie. Don't get on his back.
Well,
he's the man. Bang, bang, Niner gang. Brock Purdy did his thing.
He did his thing enough. He did
supposed
enough.
to do.
Okay,
he did enough. So if he would have lost, you would have been on his back the same way.
But no, I'm saying
he did his thing.
He did enough against a bad Cowboys coaching decision.
That has nothing to do with him.
It has a whole lot to do with it because
no, it has nothing to do with him. He did his thing. He stood up. He stand out. He showed out. And he won the game for the 49ers.
Win the game again at home against a Cowboy team that did everything possible to allow you the chance to win. It's another thing to go on the road to play against an Eagles team that is playing lights out.
Okay, well, who you pick, Steve? The people want to know.
I told you by a slight margin, I'm going with the Eagles.
Woo! Steve done said it.
I changed it.
Steve said it.
I didn't see enough in Purdy to make me think he could go on the road and win a championship game against an Eagles defense that is just lights out.
Okay. Let me say my spiel. All year long, I've been calling them fool's gold.
Mm-hmm.
Can I go with them now that I've been against them so much? What I will say is 49ers, you guys,
jump on the
no
bandwagon.
matter what happens, you guys are going to be
there's the call.
The thing for the seasons to come. Blow the Whistle Sports Masters calling. Yellow, Blow the Whistle Sports. Blow the Whistle Sports, who's calling? Hello. Say your name and say where you calling from. Huh?
What's going on? This Madden Mixtape.
Oh, what's up, Madden Mixtapes? How you doing, sir?
What's going on, man? I have to jump in once y'all start talking about that Niners Eagles game.
Let's do it.
Let's hear what you got to say, sir. Where you calling from?
I honestly believe that the Niners got them in the
Ooh, in the bag. That's a strong statement. I mean, based on what you saw last week.
The Eagles don't got the matchup. They only got a D-line and they got Darius Slade. That's it. Who's their safety? Who's their other corner?
Okay.
Well, okay, but the question is going to be, can Purdy get the ball to them? No.
The Eagles is a fluff team with a fluff schedule this year. They didn't have a crucial schedule like the Ravens. The Ravens faced crazy matches the first weeks of the season.
Right.
The Eagles had a fluff record this year. This is one of them.
Man, you sound like Packett.
You sound just like me.
Listen, you sound like Packett.
Hey, I've been saying that same thing all year long.
Okay. All right. Wait.
If y'all so good, if they so damn good, why the fuck they move to the Saints that don't got a real quarterback? That don't got a real.
Well, the Saints had the Saints game. They had what's the name started? Wasn't it
Andy
Gardner Minshew?
I thought it was Andy Dalton starting when they played the Saints.
No, but I'm saying the Eagles had Gardner Minshew starting.
Oh,
Gardner Minshew started the game. I mean, trust me, if Gardner Minshew was starting this game, I'd be going with the Niners all the way. I mean, there'd be no question I'd take the Niners if Minshew was starting. I'm saying Jalen Hurts.
My thing is if they're such a championship team, they've been playing lights out. How come with Gardner Minshew, that's the only player that was subbed in other than there's nobody, everybody else played on the Eagles except for Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
The only person that was subbed in that week was Gardner Minshew. Why the fuck they didn't win? And Gardner Minshew is nice. Now, don't get it twisted. He's nice.
Yeah, he's nice, but he's not Jalen Hurts. He don't have the dimension that Jalen Hurts has with the feet.
Jalen Hurts is a big
difference. Minshew is more of a standstill quarterback, whereas Hurts can hurt you with his feet and his arm. So that makes a big difference.
So that means you telling me that Jalen Hurts is going to be running around with Bosa and Armstead and Kinlaw right there?
No, I mean he's gonna have to. He's gonna have to. I mean that's the way they're gonna have to win. But I mean, no, don't get me wrong. I said it's gonna be a tight game. I'm not sitting here saying the Eagles are gonna run over them. By no means. I'm just saying I'm looking at Brock Purdy versus Jalen Hurts.
Hey man, I appreciate you calling in. You said everything I said all season long. You're helping me make my decision up because I'm torn.
Okay, but you understand what you saw. Time out. What you saw from Brock Purdy at home against the Cowboys, who Cowboys played down. The Cowboys played down.
Brock Purdy is just jumping in this year, like he just jumped in.
And that's the thing right there.
You're gonna trust him. The NFL in their history has never had a rookie quarterback lead a team to the Super Bowl. You think Brock Purdy's going to do something that nobody else in the NFL has ever done before?
Hey, Pat Mahomes came in second season.
It was second season. Yeah, well, I mean, second season makes sense. What's that? Second season makes sense because you had a year under your belt. You kind of built things in.
But look, his first season, I mean, of course, he lost to Keith Brady.
Right.
For that, he lost to Keith Brady. That's the only reason why he didn't win that year.
Right.
If he beat Keith Brady, he would have won it that year. That would have been his first year starter.
But you just made the point. But you just made the point for us.
Remember when the Eagles won? Who the fuck was their quarterback?
You talking about what?
Are you talking about going back to the days?
No, he's talking about they just won.
No, he's talking about Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz was the quarterback, and then they put in Foles.
Foles is the one that won it, but then they gave the credit to Carson Wentz.
Yeah, Carson Wentz was a starter that year, and then he got hurt, and then Foles came in.
Foles took him the whole way.
But Foles wasn't a rookie, though, either. Foles had been established in the league.
Nick Foles ain't do shit all season. You guys gonna come in and do a job like that?
Right.
He ain't no fucking star. He ain't no elite quarterback. He is just Nick Foles.
Yeah. I mean, listen to me.
He played like an elite quarterback.
Listen to me.
He did the thing for the Eagles that year.
Listen to me. If you guys win, I will come on the air next week and be the first one to give my apologies that man got the job done. I just don't. History does not roll on the side of the Niners.
Hey, Madden Mixtapes, thank you for calling in. What city are you calling from?
I'm calling from
Okay.
Well, thank you for calling. Like I said, please call back next week. Look, if the Niners pull it out, I'd love to hear back from you because I would apologize on the show and tell you got it right. I just can't believe in a rookie. I just can't. It's just never
Please
happened before.
like, subscribe, and share though. Please like, subscribe, and share.
Like, subscribe, share.
We trying to get our subscriber count up on YouTube.
And we like I said, we love you calling in and telling us, just like you had to get packaged straight with the Steamboat, we got to get me straight with the Niners.
Hey.
I just can't believe in.
I listen to both of you.
Yeah.
And we're about to hang up now because we got to get out of here. We're
Let's
going to run
do it.
over time. We got to do the rest of these picks.
So what's it?
Thank you for calling in.
So did you take the Niners? What's it?
I'm gonna do mine.
I'm gonna make sure you don't slip.
But thank you for calling in, sir.
All right, thank you.
Oh man, you know what? I listened to your
Yes.
argument. I listened to his argument, and I know where I was already swaying.
Okay.
I know we got the Niner gang in here, and I've rolled with you guys. And my heart. I want to roll with you guys. I want to roll with you guys because you guys have played efficient football and you look great. But this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to say this. Brock Purdy is I'm giving another award, another blow the whistle award, half man, half amazing. He's done exceptional. But with that rookie, with knowing he's a rookie, and his biggest Achilles heel that I've seen, and he's done it in about 4 or 5 games. He does this thing like in Madden. I don't know if you ever played Madden. We used to do this thing where we would have the quarterback run back and do zigzags and then throw the ball all the way to the end zone. This man has done that in 4 or 5 games where he loses his mind and he's getting chased and he runs back. Yeah. I'm going to go on the side of I can't go with the rookie this game. I'm going with Jalen Hurts. And this is against my will, but my heart's telling me go with Jalen Hurts and pick the Eagles to win, only because I think we're finally going to see him look like a rookie in this big game, according to what I just saw with that Cowboys game. That's the only reason. Not saying that this one's better or that one's better. I'm going to go on the side with the veteran over the rookie. I mean, that's what I'm gonna do.
You have to. I mean, they're at home playing against a Cowboys team that admittedly was not nowhere near their best. And quite frankly, the Cowboys could have tied the game up if they had any kind of sense on that last drive. So if you can't get the job done at home, and you got to hold your defense to do it, you can't expect to shut the Eagles down.
We're both in agreement. We're both taking the Eagles.
All right, this is the last game.
Hey, last game, Bengals Chiefs, and we got to get up out of here. We overtime.
Well, this one a little simpler for me. The Bengals, God, man, they're tough, but I think Mahomes, as long as Mahomes can hold up through the game, I think he's gonna have enough to get his job done. He's just shown that he's just big time enough to get it done.
High ankle sprain. No Tyreek Hill.
No Tyreek Hill.
Those Valdez, Marcus Valdez, and Juju have to have big games.
Right.
Kelsey is going to get doubled in this game. Patrick Mahomes not 100% with the scrambling. I'm going with Joe Cool, man. And wow, I'm going with Joe Cool, and I'm gonna say, depending on if they stay healthy, Cincinnati can go back to back.
Okay.
I also believe the 49ers, once they get official with the quarterback, so we finally have in the NFL, we have 2 teams, which is in Cincinnati and the 49ers, that once they do achieve the Super Bowl, we can get one of those back-to-back Super Bowls. Yeah. I believe we can do that with one of those 2 teams. And the only thing they're gonna have to fight is, well, the 49ers, they got to see if the NFC gets better. But in the AFC, it's always going to be KC, Buffalo right now.
Right. KC,
Buffalo, Cincinnati.
Those are the big 3.
And Buffalo is having a coaching issue.
Big time.
And KC is going to be their biggest rivalry, and they just need that other wide receiver. KC needs a wide receiver now. Cincinnati. I'm taking Cincinnati
All
with
right,
all
but
that
that's
said.
I mean, I can't argue that pick. I mean, like I said, it all depends on if Mahomes holds up. I mean, if Mahomes doesn't hold up, I could very well see the Bengals winning the game. So it's going to be how effective will he be, because he does need his legs.
So what's the score of the Eagles game and 49er game?
Eagles game, I got a tough 24-20 type game, 24-21. Come down to, like I said, last second field goal, any close game.
And like I said, I'm going to go with the veteran, but in close game, I believe that, like I said, Brock is going to show his butt this game, and it's going to be 31-17.
Okay.
Eagles.
Yeah.
31-17.
I can live with that. I can live with that too. Like I said, I think the defense for the Niners will keep it relatively close. I don't see
I hear you.
a big spread.
I think Jalen Hurts is going to just like in college, and I like his.
Yeah,
him and Brock have the same mindset, which is when they make a mistake, they put it on them.
Right.
He's going to put that team on his back, and what's going to negate the rush is him taking off.
Yeah.
Him taking off is gonna make them have to play true, put a true spy, which he's going to be able to air the ball out.
The crazy part is that two of them played against each other in college. Did you know that?
Oh, I think I looked that stat up.
Yeah, I mean they have a game where each, it was like a high scoring game. Both guys threw for like over 350 yards and like 4 or 5 touchdowns.
I think Hurts won by 1 point.
Won by 1 point. It was a close game. So I mean, it's just funny to think 4 years later they're on the biggest stage playing again. So
score of the Kansas City Cincinnati game.
I think it's gonna be a higher scoring game. I got about 35-28, 35-27.
Yeah, it's gonna be a big game.
Yeah. So I got both teams putting points up. I just think it's going to come down to I think Mahomes just has a slight edge. But I mean, taking it against Joe Cool. I mean, both quarterbacks can get the job done.
It's that high ankle sprain. That's that's why I gave it to Joe Cool, because that high ankle sprain, and
it's going to affect him. I mean, it's going to affect him. I mean, how he holds up will determine the game. I might, like I said, next week might be having to apologize because he didn't make it through the game.
And I'm with apologizing, but I have to go. Well, you know what? Another thing with that 49er game, McCaffrey's injured. McCaffrey has a high ankle sprain also.
Yeah, I didn't want to bring that up to him. I didn't want to get into the injury part of the game as well. But yeah,
I don't like the way they're using McCaffrey because they need to put him more in the slot and dink and dunk, so he doesn't put that pressure. And you use Elijah to go up the middle and to the side.
Yeah,
you let McCaffrey in space, and then they have a chance to do what a rookie's never done. They have a chance to do that if they use these keys. But if they go in there and they use McCaffrey like a regular running back with his high ankle sprain, it's going to be a long game, Steve.
It may be a long game.
They're going to have to depend on Brock to make those plays, and then we really will see about this defense.
Exactly.
We really will see.
Oh, exactly. It's going to be 2 good games. The main thing I like is that it's got 4 strong teams, 2 good games. So it's going to be a good weekend football.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do, Miss McCaffrey. But I wish him well. I wish the 49ers well, just like I wish the Eagles well.
So do you think the Panthers are going to go out and get another running back in the offseason? Are they content with?
Well, our running backs, we nice with our running backs.
So
we nice with our running backs.
Okay, all right.
And you know what? Before we get out of here, I'm going to give a special shout out to Cali Cat Pack, Roaring Riot, Panther Nation. Hey, I got a message for y'all in the next week when we have our little off week when we're waiting for the Super Bowl. But right now we want to just tune into these games and really get this out.
Yeah, because we got a whole lot of stuff to catch up on as far as our picks for players of the year, defense of the year, coaching changes. We're gonna get hopefully a little more clarity as to what coaches go where. So I'm excited for next week. There's not gonna be a game to talk about next week. But the big thing to come into, we're going to have a real debate. The NFL, they don't call it the Pro Bowl anymore. They call it some kind of experience. It's the NFL.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that.
We're going to talk about that because
that's crazy.
We have a differing viewpoint on that. So they're going with a whole different thing this year. So we're going to get into that.
Shout out to Star Status. Hey, y'all did y'all thing. Shout out to the Bang Bang Niner gang. What's their club? Their club is what's your club name? I'm gonna give y'all a shout out. Any Niners people, what's your club name? No, nothing. But Bang Bang Niner gang, we give y'all a shout out. The Eagles Nest, we give y'all a shout out. Those are the clubs.
And Niner fans.
Oh, Niner Faithful. That's
Niner
what they call
Faithful.
it.
Yeah,
The
Niner Faithful. If y'all do lose next week, please don't act like Cowboy fans. Have a little more class. I mean, that's all I ask. You know, if you guys are going to lose next week, please don't go out there. First of all, if you're in Philly, you don't want to mess with the Philly fans. If y'all want to get out there and start fighting in Philadelphia Stadium, just know they got a courthouse under the stadium. I know from experience.
A courthouse under the stadium?
They have a courthouse under the stadium so they can go ahead and prosecute people on site.
Wow.
Eagle fans love to fight. So
wow.
Just keep that in mind, guys. If you guys go to Philadelphia and want to get to fighting, Eagle fans look for a fight. So
peace out. We see y'all 7 p.m. next Wednesday.
Peace.